Hello once again, everyone. I'm Donnie Harmon alongside Matt Salfrank, and we are just about 15 minutes away from tip-off. But for now, let's start with the Casa Restaurante pregame show. And Matt, this Homestead team hasn't been in action for quite some time, but the last time they were on the court, they dropped their first game in quite a while in an extremely tough road loss to the Northrop Bruins, 68-62 in overtime.
Well, that definitely was a terrible loss for this Homestead team. They were within a few points the entire way. I believe they led through three quarters. As Northrop took over in the fourth quarter, they literally held the ball for a few minutes. I'm not going to get into that, but it was a pretty good game from both sides throughout the entire way. Some very questionable calls were made towards the end of the game that could have decided the game, but Homestead only a 6-point loss to Northrop, who's undefeated in the conference currently. Luke Goody led the team with 20 points in that one. Zach Kruger had 13 points. I was a little bit disappointed to see Trent Loomis only have 10 points. I believe he had 8 points in the first half, only scored 2 the rest of the way. He was someone that could have stepped up for this Homestead team, and in the 2 losses that Homestead has had, they have attempted the most three-pointers the entire season. So the 2 games that they've attempted the most three-pointers have both come in losses, and the team had a season high in turnovers in 15. They really didn't take care of the ball too well in that one.
And Matt, right now, obviously this Homestead team has had quite an excellent season at 13-2, right now ranked 11th in the state. But going forward, ahead of postseason time, is one thing in particular that they really have to improve upon if they want to prevent more losses like the one against Northrop?
I mean, I really don't think there's much that they can improve on. I guess they're taking care of the ball a little bit better, stay consistent all around. They have a very, very good defense. They've limited some very good offensive teams to not too many points. I think in that Blackhawk Christian game, they were one of the best offenses in the state. They held them to only 44 points. I believe Snyder coming in, they were a pretty good offense. They've fallen off since then, but they held them to below 50 points. Homestead's offense is pretty consistent as well. I would say just know when to take the right shots. You don't want to shoot the 3-ball too much. It's been working for them sometimes, but when they get cold, they just keep shooting and shooting, and that's what's resulted in a few of their losses.
And that's going to take us to our first break of the evening, but when we come back, we'll take a look into what we'll see from the Wayne Generals. So stay tuned. You're listening to the home of Homestead Spartan Basketball, the Point 91 FM.
Homestead Athletic coverage on the Point 91 FM is brought to you by
Arby's of Coventry, located at 5755 Falls Drive across from Zesto's. Arby's is more than roast beef, with turkey, ham, brisket, bacon, and chicken tenders. Arby's has the meats. Arby's at Coventry is open for breakfast at 6 a.m. all the way to midnight. To find more information, find Arby's on social media and online at arbys.com.
Casa Italian Restaurants, with 4 Fort Wayne locations: West Jefferson Boulevard, DuPont Road, Parnell Avenue, and Stellhorn Road. Featuring Fort Wayne's famous Casa Burro salad, wood-burning brick oven pizzas, and over 30 pasta selections. Dine-in or carry-out available, or let Casa cater your next special occasion. Online at CasaRestaurants.com. Follow Casa on Facebook and Twitter. Casa Italian Restaurants, a proud sponsor of WCYT Sports Broadcasts.
Marco's Pizza, located at 10345 Illinois Road, inside the shops of Scott Road. Marco's specializes in pizza, cheesy bread, subs, salads, and many other menu items. You can place an order for delivery or carryout by calling 625-6800. That number once again is 625-6800. You can also order online at marcos.com. Thank you, Marcos, for supporting the Point 91 FM and being a proud sponsor of Homestead High School athletics coverage on our station.
Moe's Southwest Grill, located at 6739 West Jefferson Boulevard, next to Dunkin' Donuts Baskin-Robbins. You can contact Moe's by calling 969-MOE's, or for catering, that number is 969-EATS. Moe's specializes in southwestern foods like burritos, tacos, and nachos with no microwaves or freezers. You can visit Moe's online at moes.com. Thank you, Moe's, for supporting the Point 91 FM and being a proud sponsor of Homestead athletic coverage on our station.
And now, let's head back out to the gymnasium for more Homestead Spartan boys basketball, right here on the Point 91 FM.
Welcome back live to Homestead High School for this evening's conference matchup featuring the number 11 ranked Homestead Spartans and the Wayne Generals. I'm Donnie Harmon alongside Matt Salfrank, continuing on here in the Casa Restaurante pregame show. And Matt, this Wayne team has had a bit of an up and down year as they currently sit at 9-7. One thing is for certain, though, and that is that Craig Young is going to be a force on the court despite joining the team halfway through the year. What is Homestead going to have to do in order to slow him down tonight?
Well, I'd expect to see quite a few double teams on him, force Wayne to make some other players step up other than Young, obviously the star football player. They have another star football player in Darius Alexander, the 6'6" senior center. He's a big guy that I would expect them to go to. He averages about 8.5 points per game. Another player, Michael Redding, he averages nearly 11 points per game, second on the team, only behind Craig Young, who averages 15. You mentioned came into this team about halfway through the year. Weren't really sure if he was going to play this season. Eventually, he did play. He's only played in the past 7 or 8 games for this team so far. It's been an up and down season, like you mentioned. 9-7 isn't the greatest record. They're 3-3 in the conference. They're currently on a 2-game winning streak, though. That's positive, but I would expect Homestead to double team Craig Young quite a bit tonight. He's obviously a very key player. If you can shut him down, then I really don't think this Wayne team can do much. Young obviously leads the team in points, rebounds, and blocks, so he's a very good player all around.
And if Homestead does focus quite a bit on stopping Craig Young, who's someone else that has to step up?
Like I mentioned, Michael Redding, the team's second leading scorer, the 5'11" junior guard, 10.9 points per game on 41% shooting. That's pretty decent. 39% from 3. That's not too bad. I would expect to see him step up. Darius Alexander, another player, the 6'6" player for Wayne, very, very tall. I believe he's actually the tallest player on this Wayne team. So I'd expect to see Wayne go to him quite a bit down low.
We're going to take another break. When we come back, you will get the chance to hear my sit-down with Homestead head coach Chris Johnson, so stay tuned. You're listening to the home of Homestead Spartan Basketball, the Point 91 FM.
Homestead athletic coverage on the Point 91 FM is brought to you by
Marco's Pizza, located at 1345 Illinois Road, inside the shops of Scott Road. Marco's specializes in pizza, cheesy bread, subs, salads, and many other menu items. You can place an order for delivery or carry out by calling 625-6800. That number once again is 625-6800. You can also order online at marcos.com. Thank you, Marcos, for supporting the Point 91 FM and being a proud sponsor of Homestead High School athletics coverage on our station.
Welcome back to the Casa Ristorante pregame show. I'm now joined by Homestead Spartan head basketball coach Chris Johnson. And Coach, it's been quite a while since we last saw your team in action, as the last game was 2 Fridays ago, a game which you lost to Northrop 68-62 in overtime. Can you give us some thoughts on your team's performance in that game?
Well, overall, I didn't think we played that bad. I mean, what was disappointing is we uncharacteristically we gave them points off of turnovers, and that's something we've not done all year. I'm thinking of at least, I would say, 6 to 8 points from our turnovers that led to direct layups. And that's something you just can't do against good teams. And we ended up doing it that night, which was a bad night to do it. But, you take those away. It was 52 all at the end of regulation. You take away those 6 points, all of a sudden it's 52-46, and you're feeling pretty good about yourself. But overall, I'm pleased with the way we played. We have to, firm up a few things as far as, with the ball handling and taking care of the basketball. But I'm glad that we saw that type of speed and what teams may try to do to get us out of our offense.
And your team sits at 13-2 right now, but both of those losses have come in regular season SAC play, making a conference title a long shot. You start focusing more on improvement heading into postseason down the stretch with the conference title almost out of the mix?
Well, I mean, that's what we always want to do, is try to put ourselves in the best possible position to be playing our best basketball at the end of the year. I guess we take it one game at a time. I don't really worry about, we want to make sure we put ourselves in the best possible position to be successful and win a SAC title. That's each and every year. But we try to improve each and every game. What do we do? What can we do to improve? So just because, whether we're in the race or not in the race, we're trying to get ourselves better. We take every game with a lot of pride. We want to make sure we're playing our best basketball in every ball game to be successful at the end of the night.
Coach Chris Johnson joins me here in the pregame show. And after all that time off since your last game, how do you prevent your team from getting out of rhythm?
Well, I mean, I thought we've been having pretty good practices. We've been keeping it short. We get in, we get out, we do our shooting, we go over the things that we need to go over. I'm just a firm believer that we try to keep their minds fresh to where they're active, their legs are fresh, they're mentally strong, to where each and every game we're going to get ourselves prepared to play our best basketball. So, I know we've had a little bit of a layoff. But, I think our kids are tough kids. They understand what's ahead of them, what we need to do to be successful, and we'll continue to strive to do that.
And looking at tonight's game, you face a Wayne team led by 3-sport star Craig Young. But what else do you know about the Generals team?
Well, they're very dangerous. That's the thing about the SAC. If you're not prepared and not ready to play, any team can get you on any given night. We hold that true with, when we went to Lures at the beginning of the year. I'm not saying we weren't ready to go or we took them lightly, but there's a team that's not won an SAC game yet, but had us down to the wire. They had Wayne down to the wire. So any team in this conference could beat anybody on any given night if you're not ready to play. But hopefully our kids are ready to go to show what we've been working on over the last couple weeks.
Once again, I'm joined by Coach Chris Johnson here in the pregame show. And tonight you have a very tough task at hand stopping Craig Young. How do you plan to match up with someone with this type of all-around athleticism and strength that he has?
Well, we got to make sure we're giving help from the other guys. We're hoping that their outside shots aren't falling. Defensively, I can't complain about where we are. Just like what I said before, we've given up, I think, only in the 60s two different times in 15 games. So, our kids have been doing a good job of keeping teams out of the paint, blocking out, giving them one shot, and we'll continue to strive to do that, like I said, to put ourselves in the best position. But, the key is to keeping teams out of the paint area and keeping teams off the boards.
Finally, Coach, can we get a few keys to a Homestead Spartan victory tonight?
Well, we've got to take care of the back. One of the things that was disappointing is that, like I said before, is the turnovers that led to direct line layups. The other night, the uncharacteristic turnovers that we just weren't having and didn't have until, the other night. But maybe we wore down, and I give credit to Northrop, for doing what they did to put themselves into that position. But, we've got to clean that up, and I think we clean that up, things will go well our way.
All right, Coach, thanks and good luck this evening. We'll be back with more of the Casa Restaurante pregame show leading up to tip-off of tonight's game. It's Homestead and Wayne right here on your Spartan Sports Source, the .91 FM.
Arby's at Coventry, located at 5755 Falls Drive across from Zestos. Arby's is more than roast beef with turkey, ham, brisket, bacon, chicken tenders. Arby's has the meats. Arby's at Coventry is open for breakfast at 6 a.m. all the way to midnight. To find more information, find Arby's on social media and online at arbys.com.
And now, let's head back out to the gymnasium for more Homestead Spartan boys basketball, right here on the .91 FM.
Welcome back to Homestead High School as we get ready for this conference clash between Homestead and Wayne. I'm Donnie Harmon alongside Matt Salfrank, and we continue on here in the Casa Restaurante pregame show. Let's quickly get into some starting lineups here for Homestead. It'll be the usual starting lineup in the backcourt. The point guard, the junior point guard, Zach Kruger, averaging 14.5 per game, leading the team in assists and steals. Alongside the senior guard, Zach Bratmiller. We have the sophomore guard, Luke Goody, leading the team in scoring 17.5 per game and leading the team with rebounds, 6.1, the 6'6 sophomore. Then down low, you have the 6'4 senior forward, Trent Loomis, averaging over 7 a game, good for third on the team. And the junior forward, Alec Grinsfelder. Then for Wayne here, in the backcourt, it'll be senior guard Cam Stark, who's leading the team in assists and steals. Along with him, it'll be Timon Kinney, the senior guard, averaging close to 7 a game, and Michael Redding, the team's one of only 2 double-figure scorers. And then down low, you'll have Craig Young, a 6'4 senior forward, a star football player, a star track athlete. Craig Young, an all-around phenomenal athlete, 15.1 points per game, 7 rebounds, leads the team in blocks and steals as well. And then down low, it'll be Darius Alexander, the 6'6 senior center, also a standout football player for Wayne. Averages 8.5 and over 6 rebounds per game.
This Wayne team definitely has quite a bit of weapons. I believe that 9-7 record that they have is a little bit deceiving. They are much better than that record. 3-3 in the SAC, but it's a very tough conference this year. I mean, Homestead, they're one of the best teams in Class 4A. They're 4-2, so they're only 1 game ahead of Wayne in the conference standings. This Wayne team, like you mentioned, have quite a bit of weapons in Craig Young, Darius Alexander, even Michael Redding, the 5'11 junior guard. He averages over 10 points a game. There's quite a few weapons on this Wayne team that Homestead needs to be ready for.
And looking at some of these other games around the area, we have a full slate of quality games today. Which of these games catch your attention?
Well, the Blackhawk Christian at Snyder one could be a little bit interesting. Blackhawk only 2 losses on the year, one of them coming to Homestead, and which Homestead acquired the traveling trophy. And Snyder, they've fallen off a little bit since the SIC Holiday Tournament Championship game. They're 12-5 overall in the season. Another game that's on tonight, Northside at Carroll. I really don't expect that one to be close. I believe Homestead beat Northside by 45 points at home. Northside is definitely not going to be able to win on the road at Carroll, who only has 1 loss in the conference. Really the only hope of catching Northrop in the standings. And Northrop, they're playing tonight as well. 6-0 in the conference. They're traveling to Concordia, who's 4-2. That one could be a close one. who knows? Northrop has been very steady in the conference. They've struggled a little bit in the non-conference with 4 non-conference losses. Concordia, they started out hot in the SAC. They've cooled off a little bit. Another game, Southside at Luers. That one could be interesting. As at Luers, we saw, and Coach Johnson mentioned that Homestead only beat Luers by 3 points. Many players and fans weren't quite ready for that one. No one really expected Luers to be as good as they were and tested Homestead as much as they did, so that one could get interesting. Luers does not have a win in the conference, only 2 wins overall on the season. Southside, I believe they only lost at Homestead by 8 points. That was a competitive one. And then obviously the game tonight, Wayne at Homestead. So there's quite a few good games around the area tonight. I believe Bishop Dwenger is the only SAC team that's not in action tonight.
And shifting our focus back to this game, who are some players that are going to have to be huge for their teams in this one if they want to come away with a win?
I think for Wayne, the main player is Craig Young. Leads the team in points and rebounds as well with blocks. He's going to be a very, very big player, a great scorer. We've seen him dunk quite a bit. I expect to see quite a bit of dunks from him tonight. Very good player. You mentioned he's a track star and a very good football player as well, committed to Ohio State. Darius Alexander, another player for Wayne. And for Homestead, you have to think they got to get Luke Goody and Zach Kruger going, the 2 leading scorers for this Spartan team. Only 2 losses on the season, currently ranked 11th in a very tough Class 4A this season. So it's going to be really interesting to see how Wayne is able to attack this Homestead defense, who's one of the best in the state. I believe they're top 15 in scoring defense in the state. This Wayne team does have 7 losses, but they're much better than their record indicates.
It's sure to be an exciting game tonight. Homestead, one of the best teams, if not the best team in the conference. The conference record, obviously not what they'd like, but the overall record indicates that they are the best team in the conference. Also won the SAC Holiday Tournament. Wayne with some exciting players as well, primarily Craig Young. So it's sure to be an exciting game. We could see some big plays, and if Homestead, this could be a close one. Wayne, not the best record, but they're a dangerous team. And we're going to take a quick break here for the national anthem, but stay tuned. You're listening to the home of Homestead Spartan Basketball, the Point 91 FM.
Homestead athletic coverage on the Point 91 FM is brought to you by
Arby's of Coventry, located at 5755 Falls Drive across from Zestos. Arby's is more than roast beef, with turkey, ham, brisket, bacon, and chicken tenders. Arby's has the meats. Arby's of Coventry is open for breakfast at 6 a.m. all the way to midnight. To find more information, find Arby's on social media and online at arbys.com.
Casa Italian Restaurants, family owned and operated since 1977, with 4 Fort Wayne locations: West Jefferson Boulevard, DuPont Road, Parnell Avenue, and Stellhorn Road. Featuring the Casa Burro salad, wood-burning brick oven pizzas, and over 30 pasta selections. Dine-in or carry-out available, or let Casa cater your next special occasion. Find more information at CasaRestaurants.com or by following Casa on Facebook and Twitter. Casa Italian Restaurants, a proud sponsor of WCYT Sports Broadcasts.
Okay, here are 3 important reasons why your son or daughter should play a sport in high school.
Number 1.
High school sports teach valuable life lessons like self-discipline and time management skills.
2.
Teens who play a high school sport have better grade point averages.
And number 3.
High school sports are safer than ever before.
This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
And now, let's head back out to the gymnasium for more Homestead Spartan boys basketball, right here on the Point 91 FM.
Welcome back to Homestead High School for tonight's SAC Conference Showdown between Homestead and Wayne. I'm Downey Harmon alongside Matt Salfrank, continuing on here in the Casa Ristorante pregame show. About to get set for tip-off. Matt, before the game starts, what are some keys to the game?
Well, for Homestead, it's obviously take care of the ball. They committed a season-high 15 turnovers in that loss to Northrop about a week ago. The 68-62 overtime loss was very close throughout. Both teams are very, very good. I believe those are 2 of the top 3 teams in the conference. Northrop has struggled a little bit in the non-conference, but the main thing for Homestead, take care of the ball. You heard in the Coach Johnson interview, you don't want to give up too many turnovers that lead to points and fast breaks. That's got to be something Homestead takes care of tonight. You got to limit Craig Young, a very, very dangerous threat on offense. Leads the team in scoring. We mentioned this quite a few times. 15 points per game. Very impressive. I believe he led the conference in points and rebounds last season, so we know how dangerous he can be. He's only played in about half the team's games so far in this one. And for Wayne, you got to let Craig Young take over. He's such a key player. Also get Darius Alexander going, a tallest player on this Wayne team, listed at 6'6", along with Michael Redding. He can be a dangerous three-point shooter. The junior guard averages nearly 11 per game. So I would say those are some keys for both teams.
certainly be an exciting matchup in this one. And what tempo do you think will favor Wayne in this one? A slower or faster paced tempo?
I'm not even sure. I would say probably a faster pace tempo because Homestead, they play very, very well when they slow it down. This Wayne team doesn't have the most dynamic offense. They average about only 1 point fewer than Homestead. On your Homestead averages about 56 points per game. Wayne averages about 55. So Wayne not the most flashy offense compared to teams like Northrop and Blackhawk Christian that Homestead has played earlier on in the season. I would say for Wayne, probably a faster pace would be better for them. I don't know if they're capable of it, because based on what we saw a few weeks ago when Homestead lost to Northrop, it was a very high-scoring game, 68-62. Even though that did go to overtime, still a very high-scoring game compared to what Homestead standards are used to.
We're about to get set for tip-off here in this SAC Conference Showdown. Homestead at 13-2 on the year. Wayne 9-7, looking to come into Homestead and pull the upset. It'll be Alec Grinsfelder to jump for the Spartans. Craig Young for Wayne. The athletic three-sport star committed to Ohio State for football. Set to be an exciting game here. Last year's matchup entertained as well. The tip is up. Controlled by Zach Kruger somehow. Other end, he's spit layup. No good, but he's fouled. He got into Wayne territory and stole the tip. Got to the rim and he's fouled. So Zach Kruger with 2 free throws coming here, an 81% free throw shooter on the season. Zach Kruger looking to get the Spartans off to a hot start in this one. The first free throw from the junior guard is good. 1-0 Homestead here with just 7:56 left here in the first quarter. Homestead looking to come out with some energy to take advantage of the Wayne Generals. Second free throw good for Zach Kruger. It'll be Wayne ball here down 2-0, 7:55 left here in the first. Cam Stark to take it up the court for the Generals. He crosses the timeline now at the Spartan logo. Dribbles to the right side. He has a right wing now. Looks to feed the post, instead gets it over to Redding at the logo. Back to Stark's right wing. Gets a screen from Alexander. Gets it over to Craig Young, top of the key. Redding now has it left wing into the post for Kinney. Craig Young now on the right wing. He dribbles in on Goody. Passes it out to Starks. His three is up. Too strong. Tipped around and controlled by Brad Miller for the Spartans. Homestead ball with 7:22 left in the first. Loomis with it other end. He gets it to Brad Miller, top of the key. Back to Kruger at the Spartan logo. Passes over to Brad Miller. To Goody up top. Hands it off to Kruger at the logo. Back to Goody. Left corner three is good. Luke Goody knocks it down. 5-0 Homestead. 7 minutes left here in the first. Kinney running the point here for the Generals. Gives it up to Starks left side. Wayne looking to get their first points of the game here. 6:52 left here in the first. They trail 5-0. Young with it left wing. He looks to find something. Instead, will just dribble it himself on the left side. Swings it around to Starks up top. He has it right side now. Gets a screen from Alexander up top. Dribbles to the free throw line. Steps back and passes to Kinney. Kinney now with it between the circles. Steps back near midcourt and dribbles to the left side. Squares up. Brad Miller gets a screen, dribbles around up top and hands it off to Alexander at the top of the key. Redding now with it. Right wing gets a screen from Alexander. He passes it back to him. Has it right block now. His pass out stolen by Goody and Homestead has it. Goody other end lobs it to Loomis. His layup no good. Starks, he has it for Wayne now. Young the other end. He dribbles in and lays it in off the glass. Craig Young with the first points of the game for Wayne. Homestead leads 5-2. 6:02 left here in the first. Kruger takes up the court for the Spartans. He dribbles now to the left side. Guarded by Kinney. He dribbles in on him to the left elbow. Kicks out to Goody. His left corner three, no good. Tipped around out of bounds. They'll say last touch by Trent Loomis. So this one will go to Wayne here with 5:49 left in the first. Homestead leads this one 5-2.
Good start for this Homestead offense. Goody and Kruger with all 5 points so far.
They'll be ready to inbound the ball. And Starks to run the point here for the Generals. He crosses the timeline now. Dribbles it between the circles and passes to Redding left wing. Into the left block for Alexander. Back out Young is top of the key. Three up, too strong. Grinsfelder with the rebound for Homestead. Gives up to Kruger to run the point. He crosses the timeline right side. Right wing now. Dribbles around to the top of the key. Gets a screen from Grinsfelder. Dribbles to the left elbow. Picks up his dribble and passes to Brad Miller left corner. His three is up, too strong. Rebounded by Young for the Generals, and he gives it up to Kinney. Kinney other end to Redding. He takes a three. Too strong. Goody with the rebound for Homestead. Spartans on the attack. Brad Miller can't handle the pass from Kruger, and he'll go out of bounds. A turnover there for Homestead, and it'll be Generals ball. 5:14 left in the first. Homestead leading this one 5-2.
Very sloppy turnover on Homestead. Brad Miller just wasn't ready for the ball.
Starks will take it up the court here for Wayne. He crosses the timeline now. Dribbles to the right side. Passes to Kenny up top. He has it left side over to Young now, top of the key. Into the post, Alexander posting up on Grinsfelder. He has a right block. A spinning jump shot off the glass, up and in. Darius Alexander with the bucket. 5-4 Homestead, 4:50 left here in the first. Kruger crosses half court now for the Spartans. Hands it off to Loomis right side. Over to Brett Miller on the left side. Left corner now, Kruger. Pump fakes and dribbles in. He'll be tripped up here. Foul will be called on Cam Starks. That'll be his first. It'll be Homestead ball underneath their own basket. 4:40 left here in the first. Homestead up 5-4 early in this one. Brad Miller to inbound for the Spartans. He passes into Goody on the left wing. He steps into a three. Too strong. Wayne with the rebound. It's Kinney. He'll take it up the court here and dish it off to Redding on the left side. Over to Starks left corner. Back out to Redding. He has it left side now guarded by Loomis. Gets a screen from Alexander and passes it back to him, but Kruger steals it for Homestead. He pushes it now, has it on the right wing, pulls up from mid-range, and knocks it down. Zach Kruger with the basket, and Homestead leads 7-4, 4:12 left here in the first. Starks to run out the court here for the Generals. A chance to tie it up here. Alexander with it, top of the key. He passes over to Kinney on the left wing. Into the post, Young, he's guarded by Goody. He has it left baseline now. Posting up on Goody on the left block. His shot off the glass, up and in. Craig Young muscled through Luke Goody there and was able to finish at the rim. 7-6 Homestead now, 3:48 left here in the first. Kruger crosses half court for the Spartans. He has it left side. Cross court pass to Brad Miller. Into Goody. Loomis now with the right corner. Back to Goody. Cross court pass to Brad Miller. Grinsfelder left corner now. He's guarded by Alexander. Picks up a dribble on the left wing and passes it to Loomis. He's trapped in the left corner. His pass is deflected. Goody able to recover it near midcourt for the Spartans. He has it on the left sideline now. Grinsfelder left corner takes his first three of the year and is short. Gets his own miss and dribbles in. His putback, no good. Young has it for Wayne, but he gets it tipped out of bounds off of Homestead. So go to the Generals here. 3:13 left in the first. Homestead up 7-6.
Homestead attempting very, very many three-pointers earlier on in this one. Even Alec Grinsfelder, who hasn't even shot a three-pointer all season, shot one there, but he missed.
Smith and Overstreet now check into the game for the Spartans. Grinsfelder and Loomis head to the bench. There'll be Wayne ball here with 3:13 left in the first. Homestead up 7-6 early in this one. Starks to run the point here for the Generals. A chance to take the lead here. He gets it to Kinney on the right wing. Alexander now with it top of the key. Passes to Starks on the left wing, guarded by Kruger. Back up top, Young, he has it top of the key. Over to Kinney, right wing, into the post, Alexander, he has it right block. Posting up on Smith. He spins around and passes out to Redding. His right baseline jumper up, no good. Overstreet recovers it for the Spartans. It'll be their ball, 2:47 left in the first, up 7-6. Kruger with it between the circles, passes to Goody, right corner now, Brad Miller. Brad Miller drives in on Redding. Crossword pass to Smith, out to Goody, left wing, back to Smith, a left baseline jumper up. No good, but he gets his own miss. Back out to Kruger, right wing, he steps into a three. Too short. And Brad Miller has the offensive rebound for Homestead. Kruger with it. Left wing now. Gets a screen from Goody. Overstreet now with the right wing. Brad Miller has it. He dribbles in. Back out to Overstreet, top of the key. Kicks out to Smith, right corner. He takes a three and knocks it down. Will Smith gets the three, and Homestead leads 10-6. 2:04 left here in the first. 2 minutes left here to go. Starks crosses half court for the Generals. He dribbles right side now. Gets a screen from Young up top and takes it into the lane. Kicks out to Alexander, top of the key. Right block now, Young posting up on Goody. Draws a double. His shot up, too short. Goody with the rebound for Homestead. He saves it, and Kruger has it now. Spartans on the attack. Right wing, Brad Miller back to Kruger. Over to Goody now, left wing, Overstreet. Into the post. It's Smith, back out to Kruger. He dribbles into the mid-range. Pulls up. His shot too strong. Smith with the offensive rebound. Gets it knocked away, and Redding has it for the Generals. Crosses half court right side. Picks up his dribble. Over to Kinney and wide open left wing three up. No good. And Homestead has it as Kruger with the rebound. Minute 15 left. Homestead up 10-6. Overstreet has it right side. Hands it. Keeps it instead. Passes to Kruger between the circles. Goody now over to Bratmiller. He has it left wing. Goody now has it. Gets a screen from Overstreet up top. 55 seconds left. Gets a screen from Smith. Dribbles to the left wing. Steps back a little bit. Bratmiller now with the left corner. Passes to Kruger left wing. Dribbles in on Alexander. Loses the ball. And Young has it for the Generals. 42 seconds left. Wayne down 10-6 here in the first quarter. Reading has it near midcourt on the right side. 35 seconds left now. Dribbling the ball near midcourt. Wayne perhaps holding for the final shot. Alexander with it right wing. He dumps off to Kinney. He dribbles in. Gets it stolen by Bratmiller. 22 seconds left for the Spartans. Goody other end. He has a right wing. 18 seconds left. Homestead up 10-6 in this first quarter of play. Kruger with it at the midcourt logo. 10 seconds left. Homestead holding for the final shot. 6 seconds left as he gets a screen from Goody. Dribbles to the left wing. Back to Goody. Pump fake. Steps into a three and knocks it down. Luke Goody hits his second three of the game, and Homestead will head into the second quarter leading 13-6.
Very good quarter for Homestead right there. In terms of offense, 13 points. That's pretty decent. Luke Goody with a couple of threes. Zach Kruger with 4. Will Smith was with a surprise three-pointer that was just his 6th attempted three-pointer all season and his 3rd make, so he's now shooting 50% from 3. A lot of threes attempted from both teams. Craig Young playing well for the Generals, 4 points already. Darius Alexander has 2. It's been a pretty all-around game for both teams. There's quite a few turnovers, a lot of back-and-forth possessions.
And right now we've seen Craig Young and Alexander have a pretty good impact in the post for the Generals, but still just 6 points on the board. The play of the guards really has to step up here, doesn't it?
They for sure do. Michael Bredding has 0. Averages about 11 on the season, nearly 2.5 rebounds and 2 assists as well, so he hasn't really done too much. 0 points. This one, the season high is 22 points, so he can definitely score the basketball. Tamon Kinney, another player, the 5'10" senior guard, he averages just under 7 points, but he's a pretty good player as well for this Wayne team. The guard play really needs to step up. The bigs down low, and Craig Young and Darius Alexander have been playing well for Wayne, just not the guard play.
Homestead heads back onto the court for the second quarter of play. They lead 13-6. Couple of substitutions into the game for Wayne. Quincy Miles and Sean Farrell into the game for Wayne. Alexander and Starks now on the bench. Actually, Kinney on the bench. Starks has it for the Generals. He has it right side now. Looks to feed the post. Instead, will step back over to Miles. Ready now with it. Left wing into the post to Farrell. Tries to keep his pivot. His pass to Ready nearly sails over his head into the backcourt. He'll maintain possession here for the Generals. Dribbles to the free throw line. And they'll call a foul here going against Xavier Overstreet. That'll be his first foul of the game and the team's second. So the aggressive play there by Michael Redding draws the Homestead foul. 7:38 left here in the second. Homestead up 13-6. Redding inbounds it to Miles. He has it between the circles now. Redding has it left side, guarded by Overstreet. Top of the key, it's Young. Guarded by Goody. Miles now with it right side. Farrell with it top of the key. Over to Redding, into the post to Young. He has it on the left block, guarded by Goody. Muscles through him and puts the shot in off the glass. Craig Young just bodied up Luke Goody there and got the bucket. 13-8 Homestead, 7:10 left here in the second. Kruger takes up the court for the Spartans here. He crosses the timeline at the Spartan logo. Dribbles past Miles into the lane. Back out Goody. His right wing, 3 up, 2 short. And Redding rebounds it for the Generals. Wayne on the attack now. He has it left wing as they trail 5. Over to Young, left baseline. Guarded by Goody. Draws the double. Over to Farrell now. His mid-range jumper up and in. Sean Farrell with his first basket of the game off the bench. Homestead now up 13-10. 6:40 left here in the second. Kruger on the point here for the Spartans. Wayne outscoring them 4-0 here in the second quarter of play. 6.5 left to go here. Kruger hands it off to Bratmiller. Up top, dribbles around left side now. Over to Overstreet, left corner. He takes a 3. No good. Redding with the rebound for Wayne. 6:20 left in the second. They trail 3. Pushing at the other end. He gets it to Miles. Back out Redding, left wing. He takes a 3. No good. Kruger with the rebound for Homestead. Pushes it across half court now. He dribbles into the lane. Kicks out to Overstreet, left corner. Drives in. Pump fakes. Gets into Smith. His layup too strong. He missed it. Miles with it for Wayne. He has it left wing. Dribbles on Brett Miller and steps back and hands it off to Redding. Gets the screen from Farrell up top. He has it left wing now. Hands off to Young at the top of the key into the post. Farrell guarded by Smith. His little hook shot up and in. Sean Farrell with the basket. Wayne makes it a 1-point game here of 5:40 left in the second. Kruger to run the point for the Spartans here. Homestead still scoreless in the second quarter, 5:33 left. Goody has it right wing, guarded by Young. He drives in on him, kicks it out to Kruger left corner. He takes a three and knocks it down. Zach Kruger with the three-pointer. Homestead up 16-12, 5:20 left in the second. Redding has it left side. Homestead looking to trap. Picks up his dribble and passes to Miles. Back to Redding. Goody and Brett Miller looking to trap him. Starks now has it right side, dribbles into the free throw line, kicks out to Redding. He takes a three and drills it. Michael Redding with his first points of the game. 16-15 Homestead, 5 minutes left in the second. Kruger dribbles up the court here for the Spartans. Crosses the timeline at the logo. He's guarded by Miles. He dribbles into the right baseline, picks up the dribble across court, pass to Smith on the left elbow, hands it off to Goody left wing now. Guarded by Farrell, gets it over to Kruger, top of the key. He dribbles into the left elbow, pulls up from mid-range, jumper too short, and Redding has a rebound for Wayne, and he'll be fouled by Zach Bratmiller. That'll be his first of the game, as Loomis and Grinsfelder check back into the game for Homestead. Bratmiller and Smith take a seat. Timone Kinney into the game for Wayne. Michael Redding now heads to the bench. 16-15 Homestead, 4:37 left here in the second. It'll be Wayne basketball out of the dead ball. Kinney will run the point here for the Generals. He crosses half court on the right side. 4.5 left here in the second. Starks now has it on the right wing. Up top, Farrell. He has it top of the key. Swings it over to Kinney. To Young. He has it up top, guarded by Grinsfelder. Dribbles into the free throw line, takes a jumper. It's short off the front of the rim, and Goody has the rebound for Homestead. Homestead looking to push here. It's Kruger with the left side. He'll slow things up. Overstreet now with that little logo. Passes to Loomis. To Goody, right corner. Finds a cutting Kruger, who lays it in. Zach Kruger hits the shot. It's 18-15 Homestead. 3:55 left here in the second. Starks crosses half court for Wayne here. A chance to tie it with a three. Miles has it left wing. Crosses over on Loomis and passes to Farrell, top of the key. Farrell into the post to Young. He's posts up on Grinsfelder and lays it in. Craig Young with 8 of Wayne's 17 points as they trail by 1. 3:35 left here in the second. Kruger crosses half court for the Spartans. 3.5 left here in the first half of action. Passes to Overstreet in the right corner. Back to Goody up top. He hands it off to Kruger on the left wing. Back to Goody left corner now. Back to Kruger. Over to Overstreet. He has it at the Spartan logo. Grinsfelder now with it left side. He passes to Loomis. Loomis to Overstreet, top of the key. Thinks about it. Said dribbles into the left elbow. Kicks out to Loomis's left corner. Three. Up and in. Trent Loomis knocks down the three ball. 21-17 Homestead. 3 minutes left here in the second. Miles with it on the left wing. Guarded by Loomis. Wayne trailing by 4. He dribbles around up top and hands it off to Young at the top of the key. Drives in on Grinsfelder and kicks it out to Starks. Starks gets the screen from Young. Dribbles to the free throw line, kicks out to Farrell. His deep two-pointer up. No good. Loomis rebounds it for the Spartans, and they'll have the ball with 2:37 left up 4. Overstreet with it right wing. Goody now with it left wing. To Loomis, back to Kruger. Over to Goody, top of the key. Overstreet swings it in to Loomis, right block. It's Grinsfelder to a wide open Kruger. His three-pointer up, no good. Overstreet tries to save it, and it'll be out of bounds. Wayne ball with 2:20 left here in the second. Michael Redding checks into the game for the Generals as Cam Starks heads to the bench. He's still scoreless in this one. 2:20 left in the second. Homestead leading this one. 21-17 Wayne basketball here. It'll be Kinney to run the point for the Generals with Starks now on the bench. He crosses the timeline on the right side. He has a right sideline now. Gets a screen from Young up top. Over to Farrell left side. Farrell to Redding. He crosses over on the left wing. Dribbles around and dishes it to Farrell. Young now with it top of the key. Passes over to Miles. He has a right wing. Miles gets a screen. Kicks it out to Farrell. Redding with it left wing. He steps into a three. Got it. Michael Redding knocks down the three. 21-20 Homestead. 1:45 left in the second. Zach Kruger picks up the court for Homestead here. Only up 1 here in a hard-fought ball game. Kruger with it left side. Gets a screen from Grinsfelder, picks up his dribble, and passes to Overstreet left side. Goody now has it. A cross-court pass to Kruger on the right wing. He dribbles in on Miles, picks up his dribble. And they'll call a foul underneath the basket. I believe this one will get charged to Timon Kinney. If so, I believe that'll be his second foul of the game. Homestead up 21-20, a minute 23 left here in the second quarter. Cam Starks will check back into the game for Wayne. Timon Kinney now heads to the bench, and Zach Bratmiller will check into the game for Homestead. Xavier Overstreet checks out. Minute 23 left here in the second. Homestead up 21-20. It'll be their ball underneath their own basket. Bratmiller to inbound the ball on the left side of the baseline. Can't find anyone. Gets it into Kruger, finally right baseline. He takes a jumper, too strong. Tipped around, and Grinsfelder has the offensive rebound. His shot off the glass, swatted away by Craig Young, and he has it for the Generals. Minute 14 left in the second. Ruddy now with it right side. He has it right wing. Picks up his dribble and finds Farrell. Hands it off right back to Redding. He dribbles in. His shot off the glass, misses the layup, and Homestead has it. Wayne had a chance to take the lead there, but couldn't convert the layup. Loomis now with it left wing for Homestead. Back out to Bratmiller left side. Passes to Goody across court. Gets a screen and takes a three. No good. Redding and Bratmiller get tied up, looking to grab the rebound. They'll call a jump ball. Possession arrow favoring the Homestead Spartans. 47 seconds left here in the second. Homestead up 21-20. They'll inbound the ball underneath their own basket. It's Bratmiller to pass it in. He tries to find someone, gets Loomis on the right wing. Grinsfelder now with it. He gets it to Goody left side. Over to Kruger left corner. Now Bratmiller gets a screen from Goody up top and swings it around to Loomis on the right side. Right back to Kruger. Goody now with it left wing. Gets it to Grinsfelder up top. Hands it off to Kruger on the left wing. Dribbles in and steps back and takes a three. Too strong. Bratmiller with the offensive rebound. 24 seconds left. Homestead up 21-20. I think they'll hold for the final shot here before the halftime break. Loomis with it left side. He passes it back out to Kruger at midcourt. 10 seconds left here in the second. 7 seconds left. Kruger gets a screen from Grinsfelder. Dribbles to the left wing. 3 seconds. Bratmiller dribbles in. A floater up. Too strong. So they'll head into halftime with Homestead up 21-20. A hard-fought game to this point, and Wayne doing a good job on the defensive end especially.
Wayne playing very, very well so far in this one. I got to say, I'm a little bit surprised. Homestead's only up by 1. Homestead has 2 losses on the season. Wayne has 7. It's been a very impressive performance for the defense on both sides. Neither offense really getting into too much of a rhythm. A pretty low-scoring game, 21-20, but a very close battle, and should be exciting in the second half as well.
And Craig Young really playing good down low early on in this first half.
For sure, he has 8 points of Wayne's 20, so he's basically been leading the team in scoring. No one else is really able to do too much. Michael Redding hit a few threes. He has 6, but aside from that, Craig Young has been leading this Wayne team. He's scoring all over the court, right below the basket. He's taken a few outside jump shots as well. He's a very, very talented player.
And we'll take a break, but when we come back, we'll continue on with the halftime show, so stay tuned. You're listening to the home of Homestead Spartan Basketball, the Point 91 FM.
Homestead Athletic coverage on the Point 91 FM is brought to you by
Arby's of Coventry, located at 5755 Falls Drive across from Zestos. Arby's is more than roast beef, with turkey, ham, brisket, bacon, and chicken tenders. Arby's has the meats. Arby's of Coventry is open for breakfast at 6 a.m. all the way to midnight. To find more information, find Arby's on social media and online at arbys.com.
Casa Italian Restaurants, family owned and operated since 1977, with 4 Fort Wayne locations: West Jefferson Boulevard, DuPont Road, Parnell Avenue, and Stellhorn Road. Featuring the Casa Burro salad, wood-burning brick oven pizzas, and over 30 pasta selections. Dine-in or carry-out available, or let Casa cater your next special occasion. Find more information at CasaRestaurants.com or by following Casa on Facebook and Twitter. Casa Italian Restaurants, a proud sponsor of WCYT Sports Broadcasts.
Okay, here are 3 important reasons why your son or daughter should play a sport in high school.
Number 1.
High school sports teach valuable life lessons like self-discipline and time management skills.
2.
Teens who play a high school sport have better grade point averages.
And number 3.
High school sports are safer than ever before.
This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Moe's Southwest Grill, located at 6739 West Jefferson Boulevard, next to Dunkin' Donuts Baskin-Robbins. You can contact Moe's by calling 969-MOE's, or for catering, that number is 969-EATS. Moe's specializes in Southwestern foods like burritos, tacos, and nachos with no microwaves or freezers. You can visit Moe's online at moes.com. Thank you, Moe's, for supporting the Point 91 FM and being a proud sponsor of Homestead Athletic coverage on our station.
Marco's Pizza, located at 10345 Illinois Road, inside the shops of Scott Road. Marco's specializes in pizza, cheesy bread, subs, salads, and many other menu items. You can place an order for delivery or carry out by calling 625-6800. That number once again is 625-6800. You can also order online at marcos.com. Thank you, Marcos, for supporting the Point 91 FM and being a proud sponsor of Homestead High School athletics coverage on our station.
We all come together and stand together to serve our veterans. We invest in the latest technology.
We take the time to train the next generation of doctors and nurses. We work together to make sure we heal their bodies and their minds.
This is our mission. More than 300,000 of us working as one, together with families and loved ones. No matter where they live in this country, we'll be there.
We stand strong, united. Stand with us in caring for our veterans.
And now let's head back out to the gymnasium for more Homestead Spartan boys basketball right here on the Point 91 FM.
Welcome back to Homestead High School for tonight's SAC Showdown featuring the Homestead Spartans and Wayne Generals. I'm Donnie Harmon alongside Matt Salfrank. Continuing on here in the halftime show. Homestead right now up 21-20 at the half. Looks like Wayne, they had 2 points added to the scoreboard, just got taken away. So Homestead up 21-20. And it was a hard-fought game in that first half. We expected, Homestead was a heavy favorite, but Wayne obviously doing something very right to stay in it. And what do you think the big reason is that Wayne is staying in it like this?
Well, Wayne has been forcing quite a few Homestead turnovers. They really don't turn the ball over too much, just average 7.6 turnovers per game, which is very impressive. In the previous game, they averaged about double that, 15 against Northrop in the loss. And they've been shooting the three ball quite a bit. Wayne not letting Homestead get down low under the basket. Craig Young playing some very, very good defense along with Darius Alexander. They're making Homestead take outside shots, and even though they've knocked down quite a few of them, I mentioned earlier, the 2 games where Homestead attempted the most three-pointers have both come in losses, so it's good to attempt some three-pointers. Three-pointers are also very important in the game of basketball, but too many of them can be bad for the team, and right now they only have a 1-point lead over a Wayne team that they should be beating by quite a bit more.
And you really think Craig Young's presence inside has been the reason Homestead's had to settle for so many threes? Because we've seen when people try and drive in on him, it doesn't work. They haven't been able to score inside when he's down low.
For sure. We've seen him knock over Luke Goody a couple times when they're right under the basket. So Craig Young having a huge presence both on offense, leading the team and scoring with 8 points, but also playing some very, very good defense. Homestead only 21 points in this one. They're on pace for 42. That's about 14 below their season average. So Wayne playing some very good defense. You got to credit Homestead's defense, though. They're playing well on Wayne. Wayne averages about the same points per game as they do. It's a pretty low-scoring game, but a very exciting one.
And do you have a scoring summary from that first half of action?
Yes, to lead Homestead in scoring was Zach Kruger, the 5'10" junior guard. Second in scoring was Luke Goody with a couple of threes. He had 6 points. Will Smith and Trent Loomis each had 3 points. And moving on to Wayne now, Craig Young led the team with 8 points. Michael Redding, the 5'11" junior guard, had 6 points on a couple of threes. Sean Farrell had 4 points, and Darius Alexander had 2.
Homestead right now up just 1 at half. We're going to take another quick break. When we come back, we'll continue on with the halftime show and get started with the second half action here from Homestead High School.
Homestead athletic coverage on the Point 91 FM is brought to you by
Arby's of Coventry, located at 5755 Falls Drive across from Zestos. Arby's is more than roast beef, with turkey, ham, brisket, bacon, and chicken tenders. Arby's has the meats. Arby's at Coventry is open for breakfast at 6 a.m. all the way to midnight. To find more information, find Arby's on social media and online at arbys.com.
Casa Italian Restaurants, with 4 Fort Wayne locations: West Jefferson Boulevard, DuPont Road, Parnell Avenue, and Stellhorn Road. Featuring Fort Wayne's famous Casa Burro salad, wood-burning brick oven pizzas, and over 30 pasta selections. Dine-in or carry-out available, or let Casa cater your next special occasion. Online at CasaRestaurants.com. Follow Casa on Facebook and Twitter. Casa Italian Restaurants, a proud sponsor of WCYT Sports Broadcasts.
Marco's Pizza, located at 10345 Illinois Road, inside the shops of Scott Road. Marco's specializes in pizza, cheesy bread, subs, salads, and many other menu items. You can place an order for delivery or carryout by calling 625-6800. That number once again is 625-6800. You can also order online at marcos.com. Thank you, Marcos, for supporting the Point 91 FM and being a proud sponsor of Homestead High School athletics coverage on our station.
Moe's Southwest Grill, located at 6739 West Jefferson Boulevard, next to Dunkin' Donuts Baskin Robbins. You can contact Moe's by calling 969-MOE's, or for catering, that number is 969-EATS. Moe's specializes in Southwestern foods like burritos, tacos, and nachos with no microwaves or freezers. You can visit Moe's online at moes.com. Thank you, Moe's, for supporting the Point 91 FM and being a proud sponsor of Homestead athletic coverage on our station.
And now, let's head back out to the gymnasium for more Homestead Spartan boys basketball, right here on the Point 91 FM.
Welcome back to Homestead High School for tonight's SAC conference clash between the Homestead Spartans and Wayne Generals. I'm Donnie Harmon alongside Matt Salfrank. Continuing on here in the halftime show. Matt, before we get started with the second half, what are some big keys for each team?
Well, it's actually a big key for both teams. Don't turn the ball over. Both teams had quite a few turnovers. No one really able to score off those turnovers, but quite a few of them in that first half for Homestead. You've got to go a little bit more inside if you can. Try to draw some fouls. Craig Young playing very, very good defense, but if you get him into some foul trouble, I believe he has no fouls right now, so it'll take quite a bit to get him into foul trouble, but just keep going inside, maybe draw a few fouls. And for Wayne, you got to be pretty happy with how you played in that first half, only trailing one of the top teams in 4A. Even though Homestead does have 2 losses in the conference, they're probably the best overall team in the conference, 13-2 overall, only trailing Homestead by 1 point right now. Wayne, they're 9-7, just barely above a 500 team. Got to be pretty happy with yourself. And I actually have a score update. Snyder leads over Blackhawk Christian 21-20 with 3:35 left in the second quarter, so that one's going to be pretty close as well.
Definitely a close game. Two of the other top teams in the area, Snyder, as of late, hasn't had quite the season they expected, but still one of the most talented teams in the area. And Blackhawk Christian, obviously, the top team in 1A. We saw Homestead take them down early in the year in a conference traveling trophy matchup. So Homestead familiar with both those teams, undefeated, 3-0 in games against those teams. So we're about to get set for the second half of action here. It's a tight one. It could be very much the same in the second half. Homestead up 21-20 right now. They'll head out there with their starting lineup, as will Wayne. So it'll be Wayne ball out of the halftime break to start the second half of play. Starks to run the point here for the Generals. He has it left side. Homestead leading this one 21-28 at the start of the second half. Dribbles to the right side now, guarded by Kruger. Has it top the key, crosses over. Over to Alexander. He takes an uncontested deep 2. Short off the front of the rim, and Homestead has the rebound. It's Kruger now with it. He has the right side, passes over to Loomis. Back to Kruger on the right wing. Drives past Alexander and loses the ball. Recovers it out beyond the arc and hands it off to Brant Miller. He has it left side. Gets it over to Loomis on the right wing. Loomis into the post to Goody. He has it in the paint. Back out to Brant Miller, left corner. Back to Goody. He has it left corner. He's able to find Kruger, who has it up top. 7:10 left here in the third. Kruger dribbles into the left elbow, kicks out to Brant Miller, left wing. Swings it around up top to Loomis. Over to Kruger now, over to Brant Miller in the right corner. Back to Kruger. He passes across court to Loomis. Loomis looks to feed the post instead. Will pass it to Kruger, top of the key. He drives into the lane, kicks out to Goody. Back out to Loomis on the left wing. He pump fakes, dribbles to the left elbow. His mid-range jumper up. No good, tipped out of bounds. And they'll say last touch by Darius Alexander, so it will stay with Homestead here. 6:48 left here in the third quarter of play. Homestead up 21-20. Brant Miller underneath his own basket. He gets into Loomis in between the circles. Over to Kruger now with left wing. Gets a screen, dribbles into the left block, and passes out beyond the arc to Grinsfelder. Gives up to Goody now. He passes to Kruger on the left wing. Looks to feed the post instead. He'll pass it over to Brant Miller. Goody now has a right wing, dribbles into the lane, kicks out to Brant Miller. His 3 up and in. Actually, I think they'll call it a 2. They say his foot was on the line. But Zach Bratmiller with his first points of the game, and Homestead leads 23-20 with 6:20 left here in the third. Cam Starks with it on the left side for the Generals. A chance to tie it up here with a three. Gets a screen from Alexander up top, dribbles to the top of the key, and takes a three. No good. Alexander with the offensive rebound, but he gets it taken away by Bratmiller for Homestead. Gives up to Kruger to run the point with 6:05 left. Over to Bratmiller. He thinks about it. Instead, he'll give it up to Goody. Kruger now with it, left wing into the post, left block. Grinsfelder, left corner now, Bratmiller. Loomis has it up top now. It's Goody on the right wing. He feeds the post to Grinsfelder. His shot off the glass and one. Alec Grinsfelder had the mismatch with Timon Kinney, and he was able to finish through the contact, get the foul, and get the basket. 25-20 Homestead, 5:48 left here in the third. An exciting game so far. Homestead scored the first 4 points to start the second half as Quincy Miles checks into the game for Timon Kinney. He has 3 fouls, so the senior guard has to take a seat on the bench. A tough loss for Wayne. Grinsfelder has 1 free throw coming. That's too strong. Wayne can't corral it, and they'll call a foul going against Wayne here on the rebound. I think they'll get Michael Redding for the push here. So it'll stay with Homestead. They'll have it underneath their own basket. Just right at the basket on the baseline. 5:46 left in the third. Homestead up 25-20. Bratmiller to inbound. He gets in to Grinsfelder in the left corner. Back out to Goody. Over to Loomis right wing. Now Kruger. Right block. It's Grinsfelder. He's posting up. Passes it out to Kruger. Alexander guarding him. Drives in. His pass stolen and out. And Young has it for Wayne. Other end, it's Starks for the Generals. He has a right wing. Dribbles in, out to Redding, top of the key. Dribbles to the right elbow. His jumper up. No good. Grinsfelder with the rebound for Homestead. Kruger now looking to push. He has it other end. Into the lane. Bratmiller now with it. Left baseline. Goody has it up top. Kruger now with it right wing. Right block. Grinsfelder back out to Kruger. He dribbles in on Alexander. Drives in. His shot off the glass. Good. Zach Kruger with the layup. And Homestead leads 27-20. Kruger, the first player into double figures in this one, as he has 11. Timeout called by Wayne. Coach Aaron Rare wants to talk things over, and Homestead, they've come out hot to start the second half.
They for sure have 3 quick baskets, a 6-0 run for this Homestead team. Wayne still scoreless in this quarter, about 3 minutes into the opening quarter of the second half. Homestead's gotten out to a hot start. You hope they can keep this up, as Wayne had it a little bit closer than they would have liked. Only a 1-point lead at the half, but they now lead by 7.
Homestead playing very good defense so far. Anything is big for Homestead to try and get some more of these looks inside the basket or down low near the basket, because it's worked so far in the second half.
Definitely, it's worked a lot in the second half. Didn't work too well in the first half, but I would say continue to go to it until it doesn't work. Alec Grinsfelder played well. He made that one basket a few minutes ago. Really didn't score at all in the first half, but a huge key basket there as Homestead has opened up to a 6-0 run in this third quarter.
There'll be Wayne ball out of the timeout. 5 minutes left in the third. Homestead up 27-20. Starks has it for the Generals. Gets it to Alexander up top. Redding now with it, left wing. Into Starks on the left block. Gets a double team. A fadeaway jumper, no good for Young. Alexander with the rebound for Wayne. He gives up to Young underneath the basket. His shot up and in and one. Craig Young with the and one. Cuts the Homestead lead to 5. Craig Young up to 10 points on the game, having a very good night. Just a 54% free throw shooter, however. Wayne only 57% as a team, so not their strong suit. Craig Young with 1 free throw coming. He knocks it in. Homestead now up 27-23, 4:40 left here in the third. Kruger to run the point here for the Spartans. He crosses the timeline, has a right side. It's a screen up top from Grinsfelder. Dribbles to the top of the key, takes into the left elbow, and kicks it out to Goody. Right back to Grinsfelder. To Kruger, he drives baseline to Grinsfelder. Now gets a screen. Loomis has it up top. He dribbles in, kicks out to Bratmiller. His pass is stolen. Starks has it for Wayne. The other end. A Euro step wild layup, no good, and they'll say he traveled. Wayne looked for a foul there, didn't get it. So Starks will get charged with the travel. A turnover there, and it'll be Homestead ball with 4:15 left in the third. Up 27-23. Kruger crosses half court for Homestead. Tries to find someone. He gets to Bratmiller on the right side. Bratmiller dribbles in on Redding. Gets it to Loomis in the right corner. Back out to Goody on the right sideline. Crosses over on Miles, dribbles in, kicks it to Brett Miller, left corner, three up, no good. Starks with the rebound for the Generals. Wayne on the attack, 3:50 left here in the third. He has a left wing, gets it over to Miles, he drives in, his shot no good. And they'll call a charge, I believe, here on Quincy Miles. So another turnover for Wayne, and it'll be Homestead ball with 3:44 left in the third, up 27-23.
Craig Young cannot believe that call, just complaining about it for the past 15 seconds or so to the ref.
Alec Rinsfeller and Trent Loomis head out for the Spartans as Xavier Overstreet and Will Smith head in. Darius Alexander checks out for Wayne. Sean Farrell back in. Goody has it for the Spartans. Overstreet now with it, left corner. Kruger has it on the right side. 3:35 left in the third, Homestead up 4. Goody now with it, right wing, he dribbles in, and he's fouled. This one will be called on the floor, I believe. The Wayne fans don't like it. They thought there was a travel. I'm not too sure about that, but it'll be Homestead ball underneath their own basket with 3:30 left here in the third. They lead 27-23. Brad Miller to inbound. Can't find anyone, and he'll have to call a timeout. So Homestead couldn't get the ball, and they'll have to talk things over here with 3:30 left in the third. Actually, they'll call a foul on Will Smith before the timeout, so they'll be going the other way. All right, so it'll be Wayne ball with 3:30 left here in the third. Starks with it for the Generals. He has it left side, gets a screen from Farrell up top, dribbles to the top of the key and hands it off to Young. Young looks to feed the post, instead passes to Miles on the right wing, gets a screen from Young, dribbles to the free throw line, steps into a jumper and knocks it down. Quincy Miles knocks down the shot and cuts Homestead's lead to 2 with 3:08 left here in the third. Goody with it near midcourt for the Spartans. Gives up to Kruger now. He has it near midcourt. Fakes him, takes it in mid-range. His shot off the glass, good. A shifty move from Zach Kruger there, and Homestead leads 29-25. 2:49 left in the third. Redding with it left side for Wayne, gets a screen from Farrell. Passes to Young up top, feeds the post to Farrell. He has it left elbow, a fadeaway jumper up short. A loose ball, and Homestead has it. It's Brett Miller. 2:33 left in the third. Homestead up 4, and they have ball. Brett Miller on their end on the left wing. Gives up to Kruger left side. Gets a screen from Smith. Over to Brett Miller left corner. He dribbles in. Overstreet with it up top. Gives it to Goody now. Pump fakes and passes it to Kruger. Overstreet now with it left corner. Back to Goody left wing. Goody to Kruger. He has it left side. 2:10 left in the third. There'll be a foul going against Wayne here. This one on the floor. And it'll be charged to Cam Starks. That'll be his second of the game. Team's 5th. 29-25 Homestead. 2:08 left in the third. Brad Miller inbounds it to Goody left corner. He takes a 3. In and out. Wayne with the rebound. It's Starks. He crosses the timeline. Gets it over to Redding on the right wing. A dangerous 3-point shooter. Into the post. Young posting up on Goody. He has a right block. Muscles through and puts it in off the glass. 29-27 Homestead now. Minute 48 left in the third. Kruger with it right side. Gets it to Goody. Other way. Smith with it left baseline. Kruger now with it on the left wing. Drives baseline on Starks. His shot off the glass. Good. Zach Kruger finishes through the contact. 31-27 Homestead. A minute and a half left here in the third quarter of play. Miles with it on the right wing, guarded by Brad Miller. Gets a screen from Farrell. And he'll just dribble around between the circles now. Minute 20 left in the third. Redding with it right side now. Young top of the key. Pulls up from the left elbow. His jumper no good, and Kruger has the rebound for Homestead. Looking to push it other way with a minute 10 left up 4. He dribbles to the left elbow, picks up his dribble, and kicks out to Goody beyond the arc. Overstreet has it at the midcourt logo now. Swings it over to Brad Miller on the right wing. Smith with it, free throw line. Left block, Goody. His shot off the glass, rejected by Craig Young. Oh my goodness.
What a block by Craig Young to swatted that into the stands.
It was a little close to a goaltender, but they'll say it wasn't on the way down yet. So Craig Young with a monster jump. You saw the athleticism on display there. Brad Miller inbounds it to Goody. It's their ball. 31-27 left here in the third. Or 50 seconds left here in the third. 31-27 Homestead. Kruger dribbles in. Tries to feed the post. His pass is deflected. Wayne steals it. It's Starks. Young with it. Right wing. steps back out beyond the perimeter and pulls up from mid-range and knocks it down. Craig Young up to 15 points. 31-29 Homestead, 30 seconds left here in the third. Kruger to take it up the court for the Spartans. It's been a pretty low-scoring game. Wayne, very competitive, especially on the defensive end. Overstreet with it right side. 17 seconds left in the third. Homestead up 31-29. Kruger now with it at the midcourt logo. He has 15 in this one, so lead Homestead. 8 seconds left. He gets a screen from Goody on the left wing. Dribbles to the top of the key. Hands it off to Overstreet. Pump fake. Steps into a three. No good. Brett Miller's behind the head shot. Put back at the buzzer. No good. And we'll head into the final quarter of action with Homestead with a slim 31-29 lead over the Wayne Generals. And Matt, what a competitive game it's been, and what a performance by Wayne.
Craig Young with 15 points right now. Over half of the team's points. Wayne only has 29. Craig Young has 15. Very impressive play from him so far. He was not happy about some of the calls that were made earlier on in the game, so he just goes down low. He scores basket after basket. He knocked down quite a long-range 2-point shot. Homestead led by 1 point at the half. They outscored Wayne 10-9 in that third quarter, so a very low-scoring and very competitive third quarter, but it's been very exciting. I expect it to go down to the wire like the Northrop game did, and by far Homestead has had quite a few turnovers in this one already. I wouldn't be surprised if they were nearing their season high of turnovers of 15 points in 4 quarters and in overtime from that Northrop game through 3 quarters. Right now they have not been taking care of the ball too well at all.
And right now Luke Goody just with 6 points. He's going to have to step up down the stretch for the Spartans. They want to come away with this win.
For sure. I believe Grinsfelder had 2 points, Brad Miller had 2 points, and Kruger had 6 in that third quarter. Goody did not score at all. He had 6 points in the first half. He really needs to step up. He hasn't been playing too well in this second half, and especially in that third quarter, not able to knock down a single shot at all. He took quite a few of them, just not able to hit anything.
Both teams head back onto the court. Loomis and Grinsfelder into the game for the Spartans. Kinney into the game for Wayne. As Miles heads to the bench. So it'll be Homestead ball out of the break. 8 minutes on the clock for this final quarter of play. Homestead up 31-29. A hard-fought game throughout. Neither team able to gain much of an advantage. Brett Miller inbounds to Loomis in the backcourt. To Brett Miller across the timeline now. He has it right side, guarded by Redding. Takes up his dribble and gets it to Grinsfelder. Over to Goody, left wing, guarded by Young. Grinsfelder now has it at the logo. Hands it off to Kruger around up top. Guarded by Redding. Kruger with 15 points in this one. He has on the right side. Picks up his dribble. He's trapped. Gets it to Brett Miller, though. 7:34 left. Kruger to Loomis, left wing. His three-pointer up. Money! Trent Loomis with a big shot. And Homestead leads 34-29. 7:24 left in the fourth. Cam Starks with it for Wayne. He has a right side. Trailing by 5. Young with it on the right block. He passes out to Starks. Redding now with it between the circles. Dribbles to the left side. 7:10 left in the fourth. Homestead up 34-29. Kinney with it on the left wing. Young now with it top of the key. Redding has it right wing now. He dribbles in on Loomis. His shot off the glass too strong. Tipped around and Homestead has it. A miscommunication. Brad Miller just saves it from going out of bounds and Homestead has it. It's Kruger in the backcourt. 6:50 left in the fourth. Homestead with the 34-29 advantage. Kruger crosses the timeline. Has it on the left wing. Dribbles in, steps back out beyond the arc, takes it to the free throw line and kicks it to Goody. His left corner three, up and in! Luke Goody with a huge shot. And Homestead leads 37-29 with 6:30 left in the fourth. Kinney with it on the right side. 6:24 to go here. Wayne trailing by 8. He dribbles and kicks it out to Farrell. Over to Redding. He takes a three. No good. Grinsfelder with the rebound for Homestead. Brad Miller with it now. 6:13 left in the fourth. Homestead up 8. Goody has it right wing. Kruger with it at the midcourt logo. 6:05 left to go. Homestead up 37-29 behind 2 clutch threes lately. Kruger with it on the left wing. Hands it off to Brad Miller. Goody now with it. Cross court pass to Loomis right side. Back to Goody. Over to Kruger on the left wing. He dribbles in on Redding. Dumps it off to Grinsfelder. It's tipped out beyond the arc, and Brad Miller recovers it for the Spartans. Kruger with it left wing. He dribbles in, picks up his dribble, and pass out beyond the arc to Brad Miller on the right side. Cross court pass to Goody. Actually, Kruger into the post to Goody now. A cross-court pass to Brett Miller, right corner, his three. Up, bounces around, no good. And Wayne has it as Kinney with the rebound. Dishes it off to Young, he has it top of the key. Takes it into the lane now, guarded by Grinsfelder. And they'll call a foul on Homestead. And they'll reverse it and call a travel. And the Wayne fans are irate. But it'll be Homestead ball with 5:19 left to go in this one. Homestead up 37-29. Brad Miller to inbound. He gets into Kruger. He'll take up the court here for the Spartans. 5:15 left here in the fourth. Crosses the timeline. He dribbles to the left wing now. Picks up his dribble. His pass to Goody, deflected. Almost saved by Starks. But it'll go out of bounds, so he'll stay with Homestead here. Good defensive play by Starks and a good effort. But he can't corral it for the Generals. And it'll be Homestead ball of 5:05 left in the fourth, up 37-29. Brad Miller inbounds it to Goody in the backcourt. Starks with the hounding defense. He crosses the timeline now. Has it top of the key. Picks up his dribble and gets it over to Loomis. To Kruger now, right side. Homestead with the 8-point advantage. Might slow things up here. Kruger dribbles around to the left wing. He passes to Loomis between the circles, over to Goody now, right wing. Thinks about a three, and he takes it. Tipped out. Off the miss. Brad Miller almost saves it. And they'll say he stepped out of bounds. So it'll be Wayne ball here. 4:37 left in the fourth. Homestead up 37-29. Reading to inbound the ball for the Generals. He gets it in here. It's Amon Kinney. Wayne needing to come back from 8 down here with 4.5 left in the fourth. Kinney has it on the right wing. Gets a screen from Young. Dribbles into the paint. His layup up, no good. Young with the offensive rebound. His putback, no good. And Grinsfelder has it for Homestead. Loomis has it. Gets it stolen by Starks. He steps into a mid-range jumper. No good. And I think they'll call a foul underneath the basket going on Craig Young. I'll say he pushed him. Young a little frustrated right now. I think he thought he got fouled on the putback. And Wayne will have to call a timeout. And what does Wayne have to draw up right here? They want to get back in this one.
You would have to somehow get Craig Young involved. Currently leads all scorers side with Zach Kruger with 15 points for Wayne. Young he has over half of the team's points. The team has not scored in this fourth quarter. About nearly halfway in, they had 29 points at the end of the third quarter. They were only down by 2. Now they're down by 8 points and still only have 29 points. So Wayne's offense really needs to get something going.
Wayne down 8 here. Almost halfway through the fourth quarter. Homestead with a couple of big threes. It's been a pretty low-scoring game in Homestead. We got to give credit to Wayne first. They're doing a good job on Homestead, forcing them to take these threes, not giving them any easy looks inside. But Homestead really shutting Wayne down right now. Just 29 points. They average a little over 55 a game. So Homestead's defense is doing a great job on the Generals right now.
For sure, their defense is playing very, very well. And Wayne, they have committed 6 fouls, and Homestead only 2. I don't want to say the refs are playing into this, but they have been calling quite a few more fouls on Wayne and Homestead this quarter. Some that were very, very questionable, even as a Homestead fan. And I know what that feels like to be on the wrong side of call, so I understand how Wayne is feeling and the look on Craig Young's face after some of those fouls. He just cannot believe that the referees are calling foul on his team.
Homestead up 37-29. And it'll be Homestead ball out of the timeout. 4:17 left in the fourth. They lead 37-29. Wayne going to a full court press here. Brad Miller to inbound for the Spartans. Gets it into Kruger. Wayne will back off a bit as Kinney will pick up Kruger full court now. 4:10 left here in the fourth. Homestead up 8. They have the ball here. Kruger dribbles into the free throw line, loses the ball, recovers it. He picks up his dribble. He's trapped and gets it to Brad Miller. Goody now with it left side. Loomis left corner. He dribbles around up top and gets it to Goody on the right side. Guarded by Young. Grinsfelder now has it on the right wing. He passes to Kruger, takes it to the top of the key. Over to Goody now left wing. Calling for a play. He gets it into Grinsfelder left block. Over to Brad Miller. Loomis right corner. His 3 up. Too strong. Grinsfelder with the offensive rebound. Goody now has it. Pulls up in mid-range. A little floater up. In and out. Other end, it's Wayne. Farrell has it. A little hop step. Throws it down. Boom. Shakalaka. Sean Farrell. What a monster dunk. A monster play. 3:20 left in the fourth now. Homestead up 37-31. Goody has it left side. Kruger now with it at the midcourt logo. Homestead up 37-31. Maybe that dunk, what Wayne needed to get energized. Bratmiller has it on the right wing. He dribbles in, gets it to Kruger in the right corner. Kruger picks up his dribble, gets it to Grinsfelder, dribbles in to the paint. His shot up, no good. Wayne has it. It's Kinney. Reading other end, he has it left wing, dribbles in, spins it around, and loses it. Young tries to save it, and he throws it into the stands. This was a baseball game. The fans would have gotten a souvenir. Unfortunately, they don't have many basketballs to spare here in high school basketball, so they'll have to give it back. It'll be Homestead ball, 2:48 left in the fourth. They lead 37-31. Kruger to run the point here for the Spartans, looking to hold on to the 6-point lead and advance to 5-3 in SAC play, 14-2 overall. Grinsfelder has at the free throw line, kicks it back out beyond the arc to Bratmiller. Over to Kruger, over to Loomis now, right corner. Back to Kruger, back to Loomis, back to Kruger, over to Bratmiller, left side. He gets it to Kruger now. He has a right side passes to Bratmiller. Bratmiller eating some clock here with 2:15 left here to go in the fourth. Homestead up 37-31. Bratmiller just dribbling. Wayne looks at trap. He gets it over to Kruger, top of the key. He drives in, finds a cutting Goody. Out to Loomis. A wide open three. He knocks it down. Trent Loomis with his third three-pointer of the game, and Homestead leads 40-31 with a minute 58 left in the fourth. Wayne, Coach Austin Rare wants them to push it now as they trail by 9. Little time left. Starks has it at the top of the key. Gets it to Farrell, left wing. Over to Redding. He drives in on Goody. His layup up and in and one. Michael Redding with a tough finish. He got it to go, and he'll be rewarded with one free throw here as Wayne makes it 40-33 with a minute 43 left here in the fourth.
Michael Redding had 6 points in the first half. That was his first basket of the second half.
40-33 Homestead. Minute 43 left here in the fourth. Redding's free throw in and out. And Bratmiller gets the rebound. It'll be Homestead ball. Goody has it left side. Minute 35 left here in the fourth. They lead 40-33. Goody with it left wing. Gets a screen from Grinsfelder. Dribbles around between the circles. Dumps it off to Grinsfelder. Mid-range back out to Kruger. He has it left corner. Dribbles around up top. And steps back to the midcourt logo with a minute 22 left here in the fourth. Wayne needing to make something big happen. Kruger crosses over on Farrell. Spins around, picks up his dribble, and finds Bratmiller on the left wing, guarded by Young. He finds Goody in the right corner. He pump fakes and gets it to Bratmiller at midcourt. Minute 3 left here. And a foul intentionally committed by Wayne. This will be their 17th foul. Homestead now in the bonus. A 1-and-1 coming here for Zach Bratmiller. Zach Bratmiller, an 85% free throw shooter on the year, albeit just 14 attempts. 40-33 Homestead, minute 1 left in the fourth. His first free throw too strong, and Wayne has it. It's Redding. He dribbles to the right wing, other end. Drives right baseline on Loomis, steps back out, gets it over to Kinney. Kinney drives in and gets it knocked away by Bratmiller. Homestead ball, and he's fouled by Wayne, so another 1-and-1 coming here for Zach Bratmiller. Wasn't able to hit the first. Homestead up 40-33, 47.7 left in the fourth. And Wayne coach Austin Rare, or Aaron Rare, just got teed up. So that pretty much all but puts Wayne out of contention for this one.
See the Homestead fans on the sideline having the time of their life.
Homestead very excited, as they should be. It's been a hard-fought game, and they're up 7 right now. Homestead with a free throw here for Zach Bratmiller. In and out. So Zach Bratmiller was an 85% free throw shooter, misses that one. And Zach Kruger will shoot the technical free throws now. 47.7 left in the fourth. 2 free throws coming for Zach Kruger, actually. He knocks down the first. Zach Kruger, an 81% free throw shooter, up to a game-high 16 points. Second free throw for Zach Kruger, also good, 17 points. And it'll be Homestead ball here off of these free throws. They lead 42-33 with 47.7 left in the fourth. Homestead, barring a major collapse, they'll hold on to win this one. It'll be Bratmiller inbound on the right sideline. He gets it in to Grinsfelder. His pass stolen, deflected. Starks the other way. Lays it in for the Generals. Cam Starks was the team's 4th leading scorer heading into this one. Just got his first basket of the game, so 42-35, Homestead 42.5 left here in the 4th.
There's still plenty of time for Wayne in this one. Force a quick turnover. If you do foul Homestead, they miss it. You're only down by 7 points. That is 3 possessions. You would think they need to get a 3 real quick, but still 42.5 seconds left. That's plenty of time for Wayne to either force a turnover or just try to score on the other end.
Wayne with 19 fouls right now. Another foul will put Homestead in the double bonus. So they'll be shooting 2 free throws the rest of the way. It'll be Homestead ball out of the timeout here. 42.5 left to go here in the 4th. They lead 42-35. Zach Kruger, a big reason Homestead's up right now. He has 17 points. Luke Goody with a bit of a down game for his standards, just 9, but Zach Kruger stepped up and the defense has played one of their best games of the year. Homestead ball here. Wayne going to a press. 42.5 left in the 4th. Homestead with a 7-point advantage. Brad Miller to inbound. He gets it into Kruger. He has it left side. He's fouled by Michael Redding. That'll be his 3rd of the night. 40 seconds left. Zach Kruger will have 2 free throws. Zach Kruger, an excellent free throw shooter. Was the team's 2nd best free throw shooter entering this game, but Zach Rattler with limited attempts after missing those 2. Zach Kruger now takes the title. He'll have 2 coming here at the line. Homestead with a 7-point advantage, 40 seconds left. He knocks down the first one, up to 18 points on the night. 18 of Homestead's 43 points. Not a great offensive game by their standards, but the defense has definitely stepped up big time in this one. 2nd free throw for Kruger, good as well. 19 points for him, close to 20. 38 seconds left for Wayne, down 44-35. It'll be Starks dribbling it left side. Crosses over at top of the key, spins around and pulls up from mid-range. Rims around and falls. A nice little move there by Cam Starks, maybe a little too late. 25 seconds left and Brad Miller can't find anyone. He'll have to call a timeout. So right now, Homestead up 44-37, 23 seconds left.
It's a 3-possession game. If Wayne wants to get back in this one, down by 7, they'll need either a quick 3 or a turnover or steal or something that they can score. Cam Starks has been able to score for this Wayne team, but I don't think 2 points is going to be enough. You have to hit a 3, and this Wayne team, they only shoot 34% beyond the arc on the season. But you would think right here, either you have to Craig Young, maybe he can go down low and draw the foul as well as score, but 2 points is just not going to cut it.
Yeah, 2 points, not enough. 3-possession game. You're really going to have to hope for some Homestead missed free throws, but they are a 75% free throw shooting team. Wayne just a 57% free throw shooting team. So Homestead, not a team you want to have to force some missed free throws because that's one of the strong suits of their game. It'll be their ball out of the timeout. 23 seconds left. They lead 44-37 over the Wayne Generals. Brad Miller can't find anyone, and he has to call another timeout. So Zach Brattmiller, he calls quite a few timeouts. He'd rather call a timeout than turn it over, and he burned another one there.
I believe that's his 3rd call timeout of the game if they kept an official stat as all-time Homestead history. I bet he's already near the top 10 or so, but still a 7-point game. Wayne is down 23.1 seconds to go in this game. They're going to have to get a quick steal or turnover or something to get some offense going.
And if Wayne isn't able to force some turnover, it's a long shot of them coming back.
Yeah, if Homestead inbounds it here and they make these 2 free throws, I would say it's probably going to take a miracle for Wayne to come back.
Down 7, 23 seconds left. Wild things have happened, but they are unlikely. It'll be Brad Miller to inbound. Tries to find someone. He finds Grinsfelder. Gets it knocked away, but they'll call a foul here on Craig Young, his 4th foul of the game. The Stellar senior forward has 15 in this one, but he's been quiet in the 4th quarter. Some calls haven't gone his way that he would have liked. A little frustrated at times, but still a great performance from the Stellar football player, the Ohio State commit, nonetheless. Grinsfelder with 2 free throws here. He's a 79% free throw shooter on the year. Makes the first one. 45-37 now. Homestead with the advantage. 21.9 seconds left. Looks like they'll hold on to win this one. 14-2 overall. They're able to prevent a miracle. 46-37. Homestead. 21 seconds left. It'll be Wayne ball. Redding has it left side, and He's fouled by Loomis. Homestead, just their 4th team foul, so still far away for the bonus for Wayne. Didn't want to allow him to get any three-pointers off. Michael Redding, Wayne's most dangerous three-point threat, 44% from the beyond the arc on the year. And Loomis will foul him yet again. So another foul, just eating some time. 15.4 seconds left. Homestead with a 9-point advantage here in this final quarter of action here from Homestead High School. Homestead are going to hold on to win this one against Wayne. Redding has it for the Generals here, and he's fouled by Brad Miller, the 16th foul. So 12.3 seconds left, and it worked just like Homestead wanted. No free throws for Wayne yet, but they ate 6 seconds. It'll be Wayne ball here. Starks to inbound. He gets it into Farrell. Out to Kinney. He takes a three. No good. Goody with the rebound for Homestead. 5 seconds left. And he'll just dribble the ball out. And Homestead will hold on to win this one. 46-37 behind. A 19-point performance from Zach Kruger. A hard-fought game throughout, a defensive battle. And in the end, Homestead was just able to get some shots that Wayne wasn't able to.
It's a very, very close game throughout the entire way. Homestead only had a 1-point lead at the half. They somehow turned that into a 9-point win over conference opponent in Wayne. Wayne falls to 9-8 overall on the season, but this Wayne team much better than their record indicates. They really pushed Homestead. You got to give them some credit. Homestead, one of the best teams in the state, one of the top teams in the class. They only lose by 9 points, somewhat impressive. It's at Homestead too, so going into a Homestead arena and only losing by 9, that's pretty impressive for this Wayne team. Craig Young not too happy with some of the calls late in that game, but still, great performance from both teams.
And for Homestead, it was a hard-fought victory, but a good bounce-back victory after losing the last tough one to Northrop. And good to see they're back on the right track.
For sure, it's been nearly a week and a half since they last played, and that was that 68-62 overtime loss to Northrop. So these players and coaches have had quite a bit of time to think about that loss. Game plan for this upcoming week. They have quite a busy schedule. This is only the first of 3 games before the weekend. So busy schedule for Homestead. Good bounce back win for them, getting the 9-point win over a pretty good team in Wayne.
And as we get later in the season, postseason gets closer every day. And right now for Homestead, to get a hard-fought victory for like that, to be tested, that's going to help you down the stretch in the year, especially in the postseason when you got to get those tough victories.
For sure, if a team doesn't really have much experience in close games, it's not going to help them. You want to be in close games, even if you are favored to win by quite a bit in some of those games. A good win for Homestead, a good test for them to get tested by a conference opponent. I believe Wayne is also in their sectional, so they could have a potential matchup in the postseason, but a good 9-point win for the Spartans.
And do you have a scoring summary from this game?
To lead the Spartans in scoring was Zach Brewer, who had 19 points. Trent Loomis and Luke Goody each had 9. Al Grinsfelder had 4 points. Will Smith had a 3-pointer, only 3 points on the game for him. The senior forward, Jack Bradmiller, had 2 points, and Xavier Overstreet did not score for Homestead. Moving on to Wayne now. Craig Young led the team in scoring with 15 points. Michael Redding had 8. Sean Farrell had 6. Cam Starks had 4. And Quincy Miles and Darius Alexander, the star football player, only had 2 points.
And for Homestead in this one, Luke Goody didn't have his best game, but it's big for them to win a tough ball game without him playing good.
For sure is. Even though he only scored 9 points, he didn't play too terrible. Just wasn't able to knock down the appropriate shots at the right time. Zach Brewer really carried the lead for this team. 19 points to the team's 46, so very impressive. Trent Loomis also adding in with 9, as we mentioned earlier on. Very balanced attack from this Homestead team, aside from Kruger.
And who would you call your most Southwest Grill hungriest player of the game?
Well, it's got to be Zach Kruger, the 5'10" junior guard. Team's second leading scorer coming into this one, averages about 14.5. He scored 19 in this one, very impressive. Caused quite a few steals, was able to score down low when Wayne's defense looked very, very good, and Homestead really wasn't able to do much in the first half. Kruger got out to a good start in the third quarter, scored down low a couple times, and led the team in scoring with 19 and all scores.
And we hope that you join us tomorrow night as the Homestead Spartans take to the road to do battle with the Canterbury Cavaliers. A tip-off of that game scheduled for 7:30. I want to give a quick thanks to some of our sponsors, including Casa Ristorante, Moe's Southwest Grill, Arby's at Coventry, and Marco's Pizza at Illinois and Scott Road. We also want to give a very special thanks to Andy Dunn back in the studio for pushing the right buttons, along with on-site producer Adam Schenkel for taking care of the arena technology. Once again, your final score is Homestead 46, Wayne 37. For Matt Salfrank, I'm Donnie Harmon, and thank you for listening to another presentation of Homestead Spartan Basketball on the Point 91 FM. We'll see you tomorrow night as we say goodnight from Homestead High School.